Welcome to the Agape Experience, where we inspire growth, healing, and authentic living. Welcome back, tribe. So this week we will be talking about two types of love. I struggle when I say that because in my mind, either it's love or it ain't. However, because I do understand our human experience and that we do have an ego and we have a spirit, therefore, most of what we know about love is based in our ego, right? Because it's the conditioning of our environment of what we're told love is, right? Whether that's through how we were raised, our personal relationships, what we've come to accept, even though we accept it as love, but it really has absolutely nothing to do with love, right? So when you think about love, there is ego-based love and then there's spirit-based love, which is, to me, when you think about agape love, that's spirit-based love. That's what we've been talking about. Love is unconditional. Love is accountability. Love is freedom and acceptance, all those things, right? So, and like I said, for the sake of time, I'm not going to beat the dead horse about what love is. Like, the principles that I've discussed, I think, are a big, like the three foundations or four foundations of what love means to me, right? So now I want this last episode to be about discerning the difference between the types of love that things we may perceive as love versus what love really is, right? So when you think about ego-based love, that's how we show up in the world, and most of us has only experienced ego-based love. Whereas spirit-based love is when you think about spirit and God and the freedom in that, right? And it's kind of like a lot of people have yet to experience that type of love because of our parents and their trauma and their healing of what they perceive love to be, whether our partners and what they perceive love to be. Though all those things has shaped what we thought. Now, some people have had glimpses of spirit-based love, but majority of us has built our foundation upon ego-based love. So I have a list of examples that I want to go in to kind of help with the difference. I'll be posting this onto Instagram so you can see it there. However, so I'm going to give you the ego-based versus the spirit-based, right? And how it may show up in ego and how it shows up in spirit, right? So for example, when you think about division, that's ego-based. That's when you think about our religions, when we think, I'm sorry, I do not like flies. I'm just like, oh, that's the only thing about filming out in nature. But anyway, when you think about division, this is me and my personal journey. I'm not blocking or not blocking. I'm not saying that any religion that you may or may not practice is not of God. That's what I'm not saying. However, what I am saying is, for me and my own personal spiritual walk, I essentially had to move away from organized religion to truly experience God for me and how my brain works. That's your own journey. I don't want to be controversial. I don't want to be offensive, but that's my own personal journey. So when you think about division, right, and you think about organized religion and faith, it essentially is divisive in the sense of my way is the right way, your way ain't. And to me, that, we see it in race, we see it in religion, we see it in classism, we see it across the board in different ways of division, right? But whenever we are divisive, we are in ego, because spirit understands that we're one. There is no right or wrong way. We're one. We're all having different experiences of God, the divine, the universe, spirit, however you want to acknowledge that energy. We're all experiencing it in different ways. So for me, if I go to a Christian church, or I go to a Buddhist temple, or a Catholic church, or Catholic and Christianity is essentially following the same thing, but you get my point. Or I go to a Muslim church, like, to me, that is another way to experience God. Even if I don't understand it, it is another way to experience God spirit, universe, and I don't get to judge it, right? I don't get to say, well, this ain't how we did it at my Baptist church. Like, I don't get to do that. We don't do it like this in Christianity. So for me, I personally moved away from organized religion for that was one of the main reasons, because to me it was very divisive, and it puts you in a place of judgment, of looking at someone else's life to the left or the right and saying that how you're doing this or how you're showing up and how you're worshiping God is wrong. So to me, in spirit-based love, it's about unity, it's about acceptance, it's about saying that your way is your way and I respect that way. I don't have to understand it, but I respect it, right? And so that's one example of ego versus spirit. Then in ego-based love, power and control, that can show up in our relationships, where when we don't do or move the way that somebody wants us to move, we want to snatch back things. We want to say, I don't know what's an example, but obviously I've seen it happen in my life, right? So, we'll just take me in a past relationship, and just because I don't want to single him out, I will just say, when I didn't do what he wanted me to do, I would get the silent treatment. So he would withhold his affection and his love from me, right? So it was just like, when I didn't not do what he didn't want me to do, there was consequences and repercussions to that, right? So it's just kind of like, that's ego, that's not spirit. Because what spirit says is, I give you the freedom to show up, which we talked about, love is freedom and acceptance. I give you the freedom to show up and experience life in the way that you feel best fit for you. Is that always easy? No, I'm not saying it is. However, that is one of the most beautiful things we could do for someone, is to give them the freedom to pursue their dreams, to, I don't know, we'll just say pursue dreams, because dreams can cover career, it can cover where you want to live, it can cover, romantic interests, all these different things. It covers all that. So whatever a person's dreams are and how they want to show up in the world and however they want to experience life, and we say, I accept you and I give you the freedom to do that, no matter how it makes me feel, no matter what I may miss out on, or because, like, for instance, in love, right, in my experiences, like, I can love you with every fiber of my soul. I can. However, if at any point in the relationship you decide that I'm not what's best for you, no matter how much it hurts me, I'm going to give you my blessing, because that's me giving love to you and giving you the freedom to pursue the things that brings you the most joy. And as much as I want to be a part of that, it ain't me. Okay, fine. I'll deal with my pain, and I'm gonna get back up, and I'm gonna find what is for me, right? And a lot of times you see it, like, just because I was talking about this today, you see situations with, like, For My Man or Fatal Attractions. I think it was Fatal Attraction. It's just like the whole, if I can't have you, nobody else can have you, and you go to these extreme lengths to prove that you love this person. No, sir. No, ma'am. That is not love. I'm sorry. That's not love. And, like, you are moving in ego because you're trying to have power and control over this individual's life and experience, and because they decided that you no longer resonate with that and they want to go over here and they want to do that, you decide to take their life. I never understand that stuff. I watch that. I don't like to watch it often, but when I watch it, I be sitting there like, please make it make sense. I don't get it. Like, ain't nobody worth my freedom. I ain't going to jail for nobody. I always like to joke, I ain't no ride or die. I'm a ride and thrive. We gonna ride together. We gonna grow. We gonna thrive. We gonna accomplish things. But I ain't dying for you, and I ain't going to jail. But alrighty, Love Tribe, that is it for part 1 on ego versus spirit-based love. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we look forward to seeing you next week. Blessings, light, and love.